coming at you. Starts out against the Nuggets. He went off for 53. That's his Wilt Chamberlain become the Warriors' all-time leading scorer. Hit 10 threes against the Nuggets. And the Warriors were winners in that one, 116-107.
He needed 19, got 53. That's impressive. 2 days later, Curry, hot again. In less than 30 minutes of burn, he's going to drop 42 points on him. 42 for the people. It's his second game of his career where he scored 40 in less than 30 minutes. Again, from behind the arc, 11 three-pointers. The Warriors won it 147-109. He had 36 three-pointers during the course of the week.
Very next day against the Cavs, started cold, 0 for 8 from beyond the arc, but he has no conscience. Give me the ball, get out of my way, I'm going to fire some more. 33 in this one after the slow start, and the Warriors were winners 119-101.
That was like his dud of the week, right
33.
there. It was then Saturday night, nationally televised game with the Celtics. He and Jason Tatum, Tate went off. Curry, electric in this one. 11 more threes, 47 more points. So for the week, he averaged 43.7 points per game. This month, he's averaging nearly 40. He's had 30-plus in 10 straight games. It's an insane week. We said 36 total three-pointers, Kenny. 36 out of 66. Whoa. It's 54.5% NBA record.
Is Steph Curry the best guard in the NBA?
I got to tell you this. If the Golden State Warriors were winning basketball games, he would definitely be in this MVP conversation because he's the greatest shooter we've ever seen. And that's when, whenever I speak to any guards in the NBA, that's what I talk about when I talk about Steph Curry. You want to talk about him being the best guard of the NBA? Obviously, you got to take defense into consideration, and nobody is going to accuse Steph Curry of being a stout or an outstanding defender. We're not going to go that far. From the offensive standpoint, I will tell you this. There is not a guard in the NBA that I would rather have than Steph Curry. And that includes Damian Lillard. And I love me some Damian Lillard. But Steph Curry is the greatest shooter I've ever seen in my life. And you literally have to pick him up from half court. As a result, it stretches out defenses and opens the floor for Golden State's offense because of what Steph Curry brings to the table. And the fact that he's been able to do what he has been doing without the services of Klay Thompson really, really cements his greatness as far as I'm concerned. And when we look at it right now, what is the dude averaging? He's averaging 30.7 points per game on 48.9% shooting from the field, 42.2% from three-point range. Steph Curry, this is who we're talking about here. He's a career 43.4% shooter from three-point range. He's the greatest shooter God ever created. I don't care what anybody says. I've never seen anybody like him. Spot-up shooters, you're right, jump shooters, dudes that are on the move, dudes that are standing still. None of them can do it all like Steph Curry can do in terms of creating his own jump shot. I've never seen it in my life. And because of that is why I'd say he's the best guard, because people can't do what he can do. No matter if they can score 30, they can average 30, 35 or whatever. They can't spread the floor and open the offense the way that he can outside of maybe Damian Lillard. He's the only one in the conversation. But I still wouldn't put him ahead of Steph Curry as a shooter. And because that's the reality of the situation, I would tell you that Steph Curry's the best guard. But he's certainly not a leading candidate for MVP because Golden State is not winning enough games.
If he was the best guard, they'd be winning more games because Damian Lillard's team was winning games even when he was the only dude on the team. They were winning, Stephen A.
Matt, he was never the only dude on the team. You see Portland's roster compared to Golden State's?
Well, Golden State, Wiseman wound up getting hurt, and he's young, but he's athletic. Draymond Green. It's not like they had nobody. In fact, they put the Oubre and guys that they picked up. I was the one saying I didn't think they had enough shooting. You and I debated this. I didn't think to start the season they had enough shooting. But his team is not winning as much as Lillard's. Now, I'll say this. What am I going to sit here and pretend Damian Lillard's way better than Steph Curry? Of course not. It's close. Steph Curry is the greatest shooter of all time, Stephen. I don't think anyone disputes that for the reasons you point out. It's not just that he can shoot in a variety of spot up. He can get his off the dribble, whatever you want him to do from a million miles away. He's the greatest shooter ever. Until it matters most. He had a great series, especially when it mattered most, in that final series against Toronto. Until then, I did not consider him a great shooter in the finals when it mattered most. We haven't seen Damian Lillard in that situation yet, but As we said, he's the most clutch player in the NBA. Undisputed, by the way. No one really disputes it. Health. No one really disputes it, and that's with eyeballs and stats, right? That's Lillard. So if it's close in a lot of respects, and one dude's that much more clutch, and one dude's team is winning more, though they fill similar roles, I find it hard to argue Steph over Damian Lillard at this moment. Now, what about James Harden this year? I'm not going to say he's ahead in the MVP race because he missed so much time. But when he was on the court, I thought he was a more effective guard than Steph Curry. I'm not slighting Steph. Steph is a miraculous player. But Harden was controlling the game from the point guard position, unlike almost anyone has ever controlled the game this year. I mean, he's had MVP seasons and caliber seasons in the past, Stephen A., but I've never seen him play like he was playing this year. By the way, no KD, sometimes no Kyrie, still beating all kinds of teams. I think that you have to put this season Harden ahead of Steph. I would put this season close, but Damian Lillard ahead of Steph. And that's to say nothing of point forwards. You know, they're not little like Steph, but they basically fulfill the same responsibilities in the offense. Like,